In My Hero Academia, I've got more facts from the upcoming Ultra Age Databook, like this fan's question to Horikoshi, which was about whether or not Jiro still pursued music even though she was a pro hero. Horikoshi answers by saying, yeah, she does, because when she's not doing pro hero work, she finds time to do music related work whenever she can. Beyond just her professional work, Jiro also takes time to give Eri guitar and bass lessons, which I'm sure is a dream come true for Eri, because Jiro was the one who sung her favorite song when she needed it most. Going back in time, we have a question about Tokoyami, as Horikoshi is asked if Dark Shadow has always been of Tokoyami since he was a baby, or did he just materialize one day once Tokoyami's quirk activated. And Horikoshi tells us that they've always been together, so when Tokoyami was younger and he was still afraid of the dark, he had to be careful not to keep the lights on too bright at nighttime, and even apologize to Dark Shadow for needing the light on, since that's Dark Shadow's weakness. At times like this, Dark Shadow would just say good night, no worries, and this makes Tokoyami's entire edgy, dark, but still kind personality make a lot of sense, because even from the time he was a baby, he basically had to take care of somebody else, and I'm sure nights like those made him want to grow up into a person that can embrace the dark instead of being afraid of it, to thank Dark Shadow for all of those years of dealing with a nightlight. This makes me pretty sure that Tokoyami's pro hero agency is in a cave or something, but what kind of hero would do that? Next up, we have a piece of information that Horikoshi meant to include in the series, but admits he completely forgot. When asked about the girl that Shoji saved in his backstory and if they ever met again later in life, Horikoshi says that he meant to write about it in the bonus section at the end of the manga, but basically what happened is the girl realized Shoji went to UA after seeing him in the first sports festival. However, she didn't reach out because she didn't want to dig up the scars of the past while he was doing so well in life and looked happy. Eventually though, after the events of the final war, she sent Shoji a letter saying, Shoji-kun, I'm doing well, with a picture of herself attached. And this is really just a sweet story, reminding us that in his adult life, Shoji eventually went on to become a really important figure, being recognized for being a leader in relations between mutant quirk users and the rest of society alongside Koda. Lastly, we've got an update on Toru Hagakure's life as a pro hero, as Horikoshi reveals that Toru actually has a defect in her quirk, which is the reason sometimes she turns visible and sometimes she's completely invincible. This isn't something Toru ever really got complete control of, so to keep her from ever accidentally showing up naked, a special suit was crafted for her that also goes invisible as well, just in case she ever accidentally becomes visible again. Luckily for her, she had this suit when 8 years later, while on a mission with Aoyama, her sidekick, she became visible again, and this finally allowed the press and the public at large to know how she looked. Immediately upon this revelation, she shot up in the pro hero rankings, and I just find that really funny because, of course she did.